Harris has also secured endorsements from key constituencies, including the Congressional Black Caucus. And now many delegates across the country who had previously pledged to support Biden are now switching to Harris. ABC 10's Becca Habegger spoke with California delegates about their decisions.
Yeah, Alex, California has nearly 500 delegates going to the Democratic National Convention next month. One tells me there's been an organized effort by the state party getting delegates on board to support Harris as the nominee. Another tells me he thinks Harris will help energize the party.
I met her when she was Attorney General, and I was a prosecutor earlier in my career, and I admired her tenacity and her ability to get things done.
Alan Gerasi is excited about the prospect of Kamala Harris as president. He'll support her as a California delegate for the Democratic National Convention.
I immediately sent my personal endorsement to the committee chairperson, and I think within a couple of hours, we had a supermajority of delegates in California ready to stand behind Kamala.
After President Biden announced Sunday he would no longer seek re-election and endorsed Harris to take his place, Harris set a new presidential donation record, $81 million in 24 hours.
I'm very excited about all the fundraising that happened yesterday, and that to me was the exclamation point that she's the right person.
She should not be underestimated. Don't count her out, but she is the underdog.
Dan Moraine is a veteran California journalist and the author of Harris's biography, Kamala's Way, An American Life.
This is such a California story.
He writes about Harris's father, who immigrated to the U.S. from Jamaica, and her mother, who emigrated from southern India. Harris went to UC Berkeley, became a prosecutor, and eventually state attorney general, U.S. senator for California, and now vice president.
When she ran for U.S. Senate, she was a very good candidate. Cleared the field. That's not easy to do in California.
There's going to be energy, and she's younger and all these things, but I don't know if we can say this is exactly the path to winning the presidency yet.
Democratic consultant Andrew Acosta has been involved in California politics over the course of more than 30 years. He has seen Harris's wins and losses, including her failed presidential bid back in 2019.
I took my daughter to her rally in Oakland when she launched her presidential campaign. That was probably the highlight of the campaign. 20,000 people there, and then after that, it kind of, sort of imploded.
As for what comes next, he says there's still a lot of polling to be done and questions to be answered.
Look, I'm 55, and the last time a president, stepped out I was 5 years old. It was Nixon, right? So I don't think anybody can say this is what we're going to do because this is what we did last time, because I don't think anyone's been through this before. We're definitely in uncharted territory.
Now, Harris's biographer Dan Moraine also points out Harris joined the prestigious Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority for African-American women during her undergrad years at Howard University, a historically black research university. Now, with that, he says, comes a strong network of influential black women across the country who have mobilized for her on previous campaigns and are doing so again now.